So now, we'll be talking more about her gadget, the Banshee. Now the Banshees have a radius of 6 meters. As long as there's a straight line of sight, it will slow the attacker pushing in. Now the effectiveness of this slow will be tested more later on, so do stick around for that. So now, we'll be diving more into just what the Banshee counters and what the Banshee gets countered by. Now, for hard counters, the Banshee counters Nook, Braindead Ashmains, or generally fast-paced attacking strategies. So now, what does the Banshee get countered by? Now, basically, just about anyone who has ranged explosives, like Ash, Zofia, nades, or other ranged explosives, can all destroy the Banshee. Now, you can actually melee the Banshee, however, you will most likely expose yourself to too many angles, leaving you vulnerable in most cases, which just means imminent death.
Op 4 eliminated. Mission successful.
There is one more method to destroy the Banshee gadget, and all that requires is for you to have a gun and for the Banshee to be placed on a soft surface. Now, all you have to do is shoot out the back of the Banshee, and as long as there's nothing that the Banshee is clinging onto, it will be destroyed. To figure that out and put it all together in another video. We'll be starting with the first one. How loud is the gadget and how far does the sound travel? So, after testing, it goes about 23 meters far. If there's a direct line of sight, there's no walls in between, it goes up to about 23 meters. Now, you can actually hear it at about 24, 25, or maybe 26 meters, but in a real game situation, you're probably not gonna hear something that soft because even like the wind sounds louder than the gadget at that point. How loud is the gadget? Well, it's kind of relative, so it's a bit hard to test this as I don't really have like a decibel calculator or something like that. But all you need to know is it's not as loud as a goo mine, but it's really just annoying. The sound is just, well, annoying. It's not that loud because the further you are from it, the softer it gets, really. So it's rather hard to test that one, but basically it's not all that loud, so you don't really have to worry about your position being given away, especially if it's 23 meters. Effectively, you only hear about 15 meters is when you can kind of hear it, when there's other gunshots or, you know, walls breaking, stuff like that. Can the Banshee be used vertically? The answer is yes, if it's only one floor. Anything more than that, it doesn't actually trigger the device. But one more thing to note is it only works as long as there's a direct line of sight from the Banshee to the attacking operator, which means if the operator is behind the gadget, or let's say the Banshee is placed on the floor of first floor and facing up, and it stuns a guy on the second floor, it cannot affect a player in the basement directly below the Banshee as the Banshee is facing upwards. Another question, does the slow effect stack? Answer is no. No matter how many Banshees you place, the slow effectiveness will still remain the same.
I'm ready.
Now another question, will it activate when placed behind and above a shield? Now the answer is yes, but it will only work if there is a direct line of sight. Now what this means is, if the attacker is crouched or prone behind the shield on the opposite side of where the Banshee is placed, they will not trigger the Banshee device, meaning they won't be slowed. There's no, basically nothing happens, really.
Understand.
Does it affect teammates? The answer is no. Does it have a finite duration? The answer is also no. It keeps going until the Banshee device is destroyed. Does each Banshee only affect one attacker at a time? The answer is no. It actually activates and slows the entire group as long as the attackers are within the radius of the Banshee. Will it break if you shoot it from the back through a soft wall? The answer is yes. Only if you destroy the soft wall that has a large enough space surrounding the Banshee, then only then will the Banshee actually break. So you can't just open a small hole in one shot and it's gone, unless you have a shotgun. Now for the last question, does the Banshee affect differently for the different speed operators? Now the short answer would be yes, but for the long answer, no, because I'm not too sure what's the difference in speeds in terms of ratio between a 1 speed to a 3 speed, whether the effectiveness percentage is still the same or not. But generally speaking, if you're a slow operator, you will be much more vulnerable within the effects of the Banshee, as you'll be stuck inside of it much longer than if you were a 3 speed that can just run up to it and melee it. So now we'll be diving more in the in-depth areas about Melusi, about how I think.
If you guys have any questions you want to ask me, feel free to leave it in the comment. I'll try my best to answer it. And I'm really sorry that if most of my clips seems distorted or corrupted, because my CPU is dying and recording just seems super weird. And here's a gameplay video of the new Kali with the new secondary gun. It's pretty good in my opinion. The new secondary gun saves clash.
Come in.
Enjoy, guys. See you.
Hey,